A judge disgraced, the arrest of Hannah Dugan. The halls of justice echoed with the impossible. A judge, shackled, the weight of the law, turned against its own. At 8 a.m. on April 25, 2025, Milwaukee County Circuit Judge Hannah Dugan found herself facing the wrong side of the gavel. Federal agents apprehended her inside the very courthouse she presided over. The charge? Obstruction of justice, a stunning fall from grace. Dugan, 65, had built a reputation for fairness. Known for her progressive stance, she often championed the underdog. Now, she was the accused. Whispers followed her as agents escorted her away, her face a mask of disbelief. This was no ordinary arrest. This was a scandal that shook the foundations of the Milwaukee justice system. The allegations against Dugan were explosive. The government accused her of shielding an undocumented immigrant from arrest by ICE agents. This was no mere bending of the rules. This was a judge accused of breaking the very laws she swore to uphold. The news spread like wildfire. Lawyers whispered in hushed tones. Judges, normally stoic, exchanged worried glances. The courthouse, once a symbol of order, felt tainted by suspicion. The arrest of Hannah Dugan was more than just a legal matter. It was a stark reminder that even within the halls of justice, shadows could lurk. Obstruction of justice. The charges against Dugan. The weight of the charges against Dugan was immense. Obstruction of justice, a felony offense. The prosecution alleged a deliberate act to hinder an ongoing investigation. At the heart of the matter was Eduardo Flores-Ruiz, a 30-year-old undocumented immigrant from Mexico. Flores-Ruiz had a history with the law, 3 misdemeanor battery charges. One included a domestic violence modifier. Dugan had presided over Flores-Ruiz's pretrial hearing on April 18, 2025. That same day, ICE agents arrived with a warrant for his arrest. The prosecution claimed Dugan intentionally misled these agents. Did she use her position to delay or prevent Flores-Ruiz's detention? The charges suggested a calculated act, a betrayal of her oath. The indictment painted a damning picture. It outlined Dugan's alleged actions as a clear attempt to obstruct justice. By allegedly concealing Flores-Ruiz's presence in her courtroom, she provided him with a temporary haven, a haven from the very authorities tasked with enforcing immigration law. The prosecution argued this was a blatant disregard for the law. The charges sent shockwaves through the legal community. Dugan, once admired for her commitment to justice, was now accused of perverting it. The prosecution was prepared to argue that her actions went beyond mere sympathy. This was a calculated decision, they alleged, that undermined the very foundation of the judicial system. The face of controversy, Eduardo Flores-Ruiz. At the center of the storm stood Eduardo Flores-Ruiz, a man whose fate became intertwined with that of a judge. Flores-Ruiz was no stranger to trouble. The charges against him painted a picture of violence. An altercation on March 12, 2025 escalated into brutality. Flores-Ruiz allegedly struck a man 30 times. When a woman intervened, she too became a victim of his rage. His presence in Dugan's courtroom was routine, a pre-trial hearing for his battery charges. But his undocumented status made him a target for ICE. When agents arrived with a warrant, it set in motion a chain of events that would have profound consequences. Flores-Ruiz's background complicated matters. He was not just an undocumented immigrant, he was a man accused of violence, domestic violence. His case ignited a firestorm of debate. Was Dugan protecting a victim, or was she shielding a criminal from justice? The prosecution wasted no time in painting Flores-Ruiz as a danger to society. They highlighted his alleged crimes. They emphasized his attempts to evade immigration authorities. Their narrative was clear. Dugan, in her alleged attempt to protect Flores-Ruiz, had endangered the community. Section 4. A courtroom in chaos, the fallout of Dugan's arrest. Dugan's arrest sent shockwaves through the Milwaukee County Courthouse. Her docket, filled with 25 cases that day, came to a standstill. Judges, visibly shaken, confirmed the news amongst themselves. Chief Judge Carl Ashley, his face grim, acknowledged the arrest in an internal email. The mood was somber, disbelief hanging heavy in the air. This was unprecedented. A judge, arrested while on duty. It was a stain on the institution, a crack in the facade of order and justice. Adding fuel to the fire were the now-deleted tweets from FBI Director Kash Patel. His words, though erased, continued to echo. He accused Dugan of intentionally misleading ICE agents, of actively aiding Flores-Ruiz's escape. The tweets, impulsive and inflammatory, further tarnished Dugan's reputation. The legal community grappled with the news. Some expressed outrage, decrying the arrest as an attack on judicial independence. Others, more cautiously, reserved judgment, waiting for the facts to emerge. One voice rose above the rest. Franklin Gimbel, a prominent Milwaukee defense attorney, didn't mince words. He called the arrest outrageous, a blatant overreach of power. Section 5. Justice or Drama. Unresolved questions and the road ahead. Judge Hannah Dugan's arrest left a trail of unanswered questions. Did she obstruct justice? Did she allow her personal beliefs to cloud her judgment? Or was she, as Franklin Gimbel argued, the victim of an overzealous prosecution? The upcoming court appearance loomed large. Scheduled for 10:30 a.m. that same day, before U.S. Magistrate Judge Stephen Dries, it promised to be a media spectacle. The prosecution, armed with their indictment, seemed confident. Dugan, once a dispenser of justice, now found herself fighting for her own. The case was complex, a tangled web of legal and moral questions. On one hand, there was the rule of law, the principle that no one, not even a judge, is above it. On the other hand, there was the question of judicial discretion, the right of a judge to interpret and apply the law within the bounds of their authority. The nation watched, captivated by the unfolding drama. Was this justice being served, or was it, as some argued, a politically motivated witch hunt? Only time would tell. One thing was certain: the arrest of Judge Hannah Dugan had irrevocably altered the landscape of justice in Milwaukee. The trial, when it came, would be a defining moment, not just for those involved, but for the very soul of the American justice system. Let us know what you think in the comments, and like and subscribe for more current events and little-known history.